Alright guys, let me walk you through how I lost a classic battle of leglocks versus bolos. Going into this match, I was looking for Kani Basami's and my opponent was looking to create back exposure any way he could, but we had some nice exchanges along the way. Starting off, I'm always looking for the Achilles grip on the secondary leg. I find that it slows down when dealing with wedge bolos, and I use that to start threading my bottom leg through into a 50-50. I find that if I'm able to get my foot on their belly, the threat of the bolo becomes a lot less, and I feel a lot more comfortable fighting from that position. Next, I knew my opponent was going to be looking for that aggressive bolo, so instead of going traditional Kani Wasami, I went into a low bear trap. Again, this helps me threaten that bottom leg, which mostly nullifies the bolos, and I was ideally looking to capture the knee line from there. However, my opponent was doing a very good job of clearing the knee line, never letting me uh, get anywhere near his legs, and he was able to come up from here eventually as well. Next, my opponent knows that the bear trap is coming, so he adjusts very well by instead of attacking the bolo hard, he just stays heavy on my bottom leg, pinning it with both his legs and keeping a grip on my top hand. What this does, it makes it impossible for me to enter into the bear trap, and it gives him enough time to start stripping my bottom grip, kicking out, and going straight back into his side to side passing. He uses to set up a beautiful sequence using the thread of the pass to force a bad inversion out of me, and as soon as I take my bottom hip off the floor, he goes into a diving back take, which I'm eventually able to scramble out of, but it's by far the most significant portion of the match so far. Then we go straight back into the Kani Basami sequence, but this time I kind of learned my lesson and I know that he has good diving back takes. So as soon as I feel him go for the bolo, I just glue my back to the mat and switch from a cross ashi straight into an outside ashi. However, he had really good leg lock awareness and cleared the knee line right away. Meant he was eventually able to step out, leading to this nice little scramble, which is basically a microcosm of the match as a whole. I was looking for different types of entries in the leg. He was looking for different types of passes and different types of ways to get the bolo. And eventually, I'm able to enter a pretty deep bear trap and look for the Dina Naya finish, calf slicer finish. But unfortunately, my mechanics weren't that good. So I had to let go and open up because I was down one advantage and I knew I was gonna lose if I didn't do something soon. So now I'm down to my last trick and I go K guard instead of Kani Basami. However, once again, I just could not capture the knee line. So even though I entangled the leg, there was no threat. And he knew that, and I knew that, and the ref knew that, and I could not get that advantage, and we would had to reset anyways. And after one more set of pulling my legs back to 50-50 to nullify the bolo, I have no tricks left. I'm forced to go back to the Kani Basami, which he is waiting for, times beautifully, and forces back exposure on me, eventually hitting me with a beautiful twister bolo. He then works his way up to two hooks and then a body triangle, and I know with less than a minute left and down 4 points, this is the end of my run, and there is very little that I can do. So yeah, that's the story of how I lost the leglock versus polo battle. Hope you guys liked it and found it insightful. And yeah, if I can't win matches, I might as well make content out of them.